Namaste. Come on in, take a seat, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're not just going to sit here and look at dry data. No, we're virtually stepping right out into the fields. I want to share something really close to my heart, the sacred art of working with the land. It's like passing down ancient wisdom from a wise elder to the next generation. We'll explore exactly how to heal our soils and, at the same time, secure a true natural livelihood.
But hey, before we get our hands dirty in those fields, I've got a quick favor to ask. Welcome back. If you like what you see today, please subscribe, drop a like, and share this explainer with someone who'd love it. Seriously, your support is what helps us keep sharing these vital, life-changing practices. All right, let's dive right in.
Have you ever stopped to wonder, how on earth did our ancestors grow such abundant food using only the rain from the heavens? I mean, think about it. Long before modern irrigation or synthetic chemicals even existed, they were thriving. How? Well, they deeply understood the harmony of the 5 Vedic elements. We're talking Prithvi, the earth, Jala, the water, Agni, the fire of the sun, Vayu, the air, and Akasha, space. They never tried to conquer or dominate nature. No, they knew that true agriculture is really a respectful, sacred dance with these elements.
So, what does natural farming actually mean when you're out there in the dirt? Put simply, it's about mimicking nature to close the carbon cycle and build up that crucial soil health. We've literally got to shift our entire mindset here. A farm? It is definitely not an industrial factory where you just pour in chemical fertilizers. Actually, scratch that. It's more like a sacred partnership with Bhudevi, Mother Earth. When we lean into the land's own biological power, we're basically letting the natural microbiome do all the heavy lifting for us. Pretty amazing, right?
Just look at how those hands cradle the roots and all that life just springing right out of them. In natural farming, our golden rule, the absolute non-negotiable, is keeping Bhudevi covered with living crops 365 days a year. We keep mechanical tillage to a bare minimum. That means we don't go tearing up the soil and exposing it to the harsh sun for no reason. Everything we take, we give back. All organic matter returns right to the earth. We're basically trying to run our farms exactly like a pristine, self-sustaining Indian forest.
Now, his constant coverage builds up to something vital, something almost magical, called Whapasa. Think of Whapasa like the prana, the literal life breath of the soil. Just like you and I need air to breathe, the soil needs a perfect 50-50 balance of air and water vapor. Now, you might be surprised to hear this, but soil that is constantly flooded actually suffocates. No way, right? But it's true. We must never drown those roots. By maintaining this Whapasa, the roots can actually breathe, stretch out, and thrive. And that is absolutely critical when we're relying entirely on limited, kind of unpredictable rainwater.
Take a look at how our farming directly maps to the ancient dance of the ritus, the seasons. You see, we can't fight the seasons, we have to align with them. During the Kharif season, riding that wild monsoon from June to October, our crops are drinking up direct rainfall. But then, look at the Rabi season, those cooler winter months. Crops here, like wheat, mustard, and chickpea, they don't ask the heavens for more rain. Instead, they patiently draw on the moisture we carefully captured and stored deep down in the soil during the monsoon. It's a perfect system.
Check out this magnificent carved crop. That is pearl millet, absolutely thriving under just rain-fed conditions. We intentionally pick crops like this because of their incredible root architecture. Pearl millet has these deep, fibrous roots that reach down into the earth like ancient anchors. I mean, they extend incredibly deep into the subsoil. And as they grow, they literally alter the soil structure. They teach the earth to hold rainwater like a giant sponge, completely stopping it from just running off and washing away our precious topsoil.
Okay, let's compare 2 really excellent Kharif choices for the small farmer. It's all about balancing your immediate needs with long-term wealth. So over here, we have mung bean. It gives you a super quick 60-day turnaround. That means fast cash flow, plus it creates a rapid canopy that armors the soil against the blazing sun. Now, on the other side, we have pigeon pea, or tur. This is your long-term healer. It's got this robust taproot that physically busts through hard-pan soil way beneath the surface. It gets a great market price, all while quietly releasing soil-bound phosphorus. It's basically setting up the field for your future generations.
Let's keep going with our economic planning and look at 2 powerhouse oilseeds. First up, sesame. This is an ancient, super high-value crop that can survive on just 500 to 650 millimeters of water. That is barely anything. It pulls premium market wealth straight out of dry, sandy soil. Then you've got groundnut. This one is a phenomenal dual-purpose champion. Its dense roots lock the soil right in place to stop erosion. It literally pulls nitrogen from the air down into the dirt, and the leftover plant parts, they provide vital fodder for our sacred cattle. It perfectly integrates livestock right back into the whole farm ecosystem.
Now, we absolutely have to talk about crop rotation. It is essential. You can think of it like the traditional Indian cycle of life, a perfect balance of taking and giving back. When we rotate our kharif and rabi crops, we naturally break pest cycles, and we do it without a single drop of chemical pesticide. If you grow a heavy feeder like wheat, you always follow it with a pulse like chickpea to restore that lost nitrogen. And you pair deep-rooted crops with shallow-rooted ones. Why? Because then they draw nutrients from completely different levels of the earth. It's just total harmony.
Okay, I am so excited to introduce you to a modern blessing that is deeply rooted in this ancient wisdom of diversity. We call it the ATM model, anytime money. Let me tell you, this is a real game changer, especially for smallholders and landless farmers. It only requires 800 square meters. That's literally just a fifth of an acre. You pack 15 to 18 diverse vegetable crops in there together. And the secret sauce is continuous relay cropping. The exact moment you pull one plant out to harvest, boom, a new seed goes right into that spot. It provides a steady, reliable cash flow starting from just the 15th day.
Just look at the incredible diversity packed into this setup. Because we're mixing leafy greens, root vegetables, and tall climbers all together, they don't fight for resources. Actually, they support each other. The soil stays constantly active and covered, which ends up creating its own perfect little microclimate. Believe it or not, this model can bring in an income of 50 to 100,000 rupees a year on a tiny plot. And that is entirely through the sheer power of biodiversity. Now, for those of you with a bit more space who want to build a true lasting legacy, we've got something called the 5-layer farming model. We are quite literally planting a forest of food here. Layer 1 is your big canopy fruit trees soaking up all that full sunlight. Layer 2, medium trees that love the partial shade. Right below them, you've got bushes, then small plants and herbs, and finally creepers and tubers deep down in the dirt. It's just like a harmonious joint family, maximizing every single inch of space, light, and water.
When all these layers grow up together, it is a sight to see. This multi-layered setup ensures that absolutely every single drop of rainwater gets utilized by roots at different depths, and every single ray of sunlight gets captured by leaves at different heights. At this point, you aren't just growing crops anymore. You are engineering a totally resilient, self-sustaining ecosystem. It constantly provides fruit, veg, and tubers, which completely insulates the farmer from the terrible shock of a single crop failure.
All right, come close because I want to share a wise farmer's secret with you. Check out these castor plants. You know, in natural farming, we never wage a chemical war on insects. No way. Instead, we strategically plant castor right on the borders of our fields. It acts as a natural trap crop. Pests are just naturally drawn to those huge, broad leaves instead of munching on our main harvest. Such a peaceful, highly effective way to manage the ecosystem, completely respecting the principle of ahimsa, non-violence, right there in our fields.
Now, any elder worth their salt has to give a few stern warnings to protect the next generation, right? So please, take these precautions to heart. Number 1, never ever let impatience make you sow in dry soil. You've got to wait patiently for those first reliable rains. Second, respect the ridges. Don't plant late and try to fight the seasons. You won't win. Third, if you're in a dry area, use wider spacing between your plants so you can stretch out that stored water. Fourth, when you're applying living bioformulations like Jivamrit, only do it in the cool evening hours. The hot midday UV rays will literally fry your beneficial microbes. And finally, protect your native indigenous seeds at all costs. They hold the ancient genetic memory needed to survive droughts.
I want to leave you with this final thought to really chew on. When we finally step away from those destructive industrial habits, when we start nurturing Bhudevi with patience, incredible crop diversity, and the profound ancient wisdom of our ancestors, how abundantly do you think she'll reward our generations to come? I promise you, if you treat your land as a sacred living ecosystem, you will unlock true, lasting, and completely natural prosperity. Thank you so much for joining me out on the farm for this explainer today. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the next one.